Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the best stocks to look out for during the week of February 8th through February 12th for earnings. Let's get straight into it. A quick disclaimer before we get into this one. I am not a certified stock analyst or financial advisor. Okay, now let's get into it. So first, looking into Lyft, it reported a $569.9 million quarter revenue, beating expectations of a $562.49 million revenue. It also reported GAAP losses per share of 58 cents, beating analyst expectations of a $0.72 loss per share. Lyft lastly reports that it expects to be profitable in the quarter 4 of 2021, pushing the stock price to jump by 10% to a price of $59.92. Now moving on to Twitter, it reported a 38 cents per share on a revenue of $1.29 billion, where Wall Street expected Twitter to report an earnings of 29 cents and a share of revenue of $1.18 billion. With the earning of Twitter, it pushed the stock price to $61 and a 5% gain on the day. Now looking at Cisco, its earnings per share was 79 cents versus the 76 cents that was expected. It also had a revenue of $11.96 billion versus an $11.92 billion. With the news, it bringing down the stock price by 5.4% after hours on February 9th. Lastly, on February 9th, Enphase reported a 51 cent per share on a revenue of $264.8 million, beating the expectations of 40 cents on revenue of $253.8 million. With earnings, Enphase Energy reached $211 with a 6% gain today. Now moving on to February 10th, we have CocaCola before the open. Its earnings estimate is 42 cents with a revenue estimate of $8.63 billion. And now looking at the current quarter, it has an earnings per share of 42 cents and an $8.6 billion sale. Going into the stock forecast for Coca-Cola, it has a low of $50, median of $56, and a high of $67. And now looking at General Motors, it has an earnings estimate of $1.63 with a revenue estimate of $36.12 billion. Going on to its current quarter, it already has an EPS of $1.60 with a $36.2 billion sales. And looking at the stock forecast, it has a low of $48, a median of $60, and a high of $80. Lastly, looking into Uber on February 10th aftermarket, it has an average estimate of a negative 55 cent earnings estimate and a revenue estimate of $3.58 billion. And looking into Uber's current quarter, it has an earnings per share of negative 53 cents and a sales of $3.6 billion. However, looking at its stock forecast, it has a $14 low, $60 median, and an $80 high. That's going to be all for this one. Let me know what you guys want next, and I'll catch you then.